Hari Om. Let us now continue the interesting discussion that we were in which Swamiji was saying that if at all Vedic studies need to be included in our curricula, then it should be the focus ought to be on introducing Veda Purva Bhaga and its teachings. The Veda Purva Bhaga consists of three branches, as we saw earlier. Rituals or proper karma, then proper attitudes, bhavana, and values, gunas. So, Sat Karmani, Sad Bhavana, and Sad Guna. Rituals, attitudes, and values. These are the portions that need to be introduced in our schools and colleges. The rituals, the Vedic rituals, may not be directly relevant. The rituals based on the traditional Vedic injunctions may not be directly relevant today because it will imply that we need to bring back the caste system, which is a very controversial subject. Because rituals or ritualism is impossible without retaining casteism. All rituals, Vedic rituals, are based on the jati of a person. Therefore, the ritualistic part of the Veda Purva Bhaga need not be necessarily introduced into the curriculum, but the attitudes and values. I spoke about rituals, equating them to karma, but Swamiji strictly looked at the word rituals from the standpoint of the Vedic rituals. Here, Swamiji says the proper attitudes and values equate to karma yoga. Should be introduced as part of Dharma Shastra. Another misconception that could arise is because Karma Yoga is presented in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, there is a possibility to mistake Karma Yoga to be Vedanta Shastra. And we know that Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the essence of Vedanta. Sarvo Panishado Gavaha Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsas Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamrutam Mahate Sarvopanishado Gavaha. All the Upanishads are the cows, the milk cows, and the milkman is Lord Shri Krishna. So, because Karma Yoga is presented in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, there is a likelihood, or people do get the impression that Karma Yoga is part of Vedanta Shastra. Really speaking, Karma Yoga, the subject matter of Karma Yoga, is the Veda Purva Bhaga or the Dharma Shastra. Therefore, looking back at the word Viprata, it means Dharma Shastra Jnanam and Vidvatvam. Vidvatvam means Brahma Shastra Jnanam. Viprata means Dharma Shastra Jnanam and Vidvatvam means Brahma Shastra Jnanam or Vedanta Shastra Jnanam. Viprata is Athato Dharma Jignasa. Athato Dharma Jignasa, Dharma Shastra Sutras as presented by Jaimini Maharshi. Athato Dharma Jignasa and Vidvatvam is Athato Brahma Jignasa. Presented in the Brahma Sutras authored by or written by Vyasacharya. Thus, it becomes clear that schools and colleges require Viprata. They do not require Vidvatvam. They require Viprata, meaning an orientation to the study of the Vedic injunctions in terms of attitudes, in terms of values. They do not require Vidvatvam. If one follows Viprata sincerely, it will in due course take the qualified student to Vidvatvam. Helplessly, one will be led to Vidvatvam. Thus, Vidvatvam corresponds to Shravanam. Vidvatvam corresponds to Shravanam. And this is still rarer because Shravanam requires someone to speak about the subject. Shravanam requires a guru necessarily because our elders, our gurus in the parampara advise us never to independently study our scriptures, especially the Vedantic scriptures. Not to mention the Veda Purva Bhaga, more especially the Vedantic scriptures. So, Shravanam implies the or necessitates the presence of a guru. All this is understood. Shravanam is not possible without a guru. Shravanam equates to listening. One must listen. Kelvi venam, as they say it in Tamil. Kelvi. Kelvi jnanam. Kekara jnanam. That's why it's called Shruti, that which is heard. So Shravanam is not possible without a guru. This is a given. Now the question is, how do I know who is the right guru for me? Big question. $1 million question. How do I know who is a guru? Is there any litmus test? Is there any litmus test? Any liquid test to show that so and so is the chosen one, chosen guru? The scriptures say the guru ought to be a Shrotriya and a Brahmanishta. The guru needs to be a Shrotriya and a Brahmanishta. How do I know all these things? How can I come to know who is a Shrotriya, who is a Brahmanishta guru? Impossible, isn't it? How will I make out whether the guru is a Brahmanishta or not? Or is he propounding his own theories? I see he is only a Bhunishtha. I do not see him sitting on Brahman or anything. I see him standing firmly on Mother Earth, Bhunishtha. We have no way of finding out who is a Brahmanishta guru. Therefore, the only means of being blessed with a Sadguru, the word Sadguru needs to be written carefully, as Swamiji would often say. Because Sadguru, when written in English, is spelt as Sadguru. So one mustn't get the impression that he's a sad guru. Sadguru means a person who is a Shrotriya Brahmanishta. He who was a student of his guru and who is standing firm in the teaching that he has gained from his guru, which is completely shorn of all doubts and is shining brightly in his heart. He is a Brahmanishta. Now, how do I go about scanning humanity for a Shrotriya Brahmanishta guru? The only way of being blessed by such a guru is to pray sincerely and fervently to the Lord, to your Ishta Devata. That is why Ekarupa Bhakti and Anekarupa Bhakti becomes very important. Not only does it prepare the antakaranam of a student, but it also blesses the student. Ishvara blesses such a bhakta at the right time and the right place with a Shrotriya Brahmanishta Guru. The Lord alone has to supply, as it were, out of his infinite source, infinite resources. Swamiji would say the Lord has a guru agency. We do not have to worry how Bhagavan sources it, sources the guru. Bhagavan has an infinite supply of gurus. He will present the appropriate guru for an appropriate person at the appropriate time. And if a person gets a Visishta Dvaita Guru, that Guru is the right person for that student at that juncture. If a person similarly gets a Nastika Guru, that is the appropriate person for him at that time. He will know and come out of it at the right time. Blessed by Ishvara, of course. Therefore, to be blessed by a guru and to get an opportunity to be able to do Shravanam is still rarer, says Shankaracharya. Now, let's look back. Swamiji says he's not keeping count of the various qualifying rounds. It is for us to do our homework. Nevertheless, it begins with Manushyatvam, then went on to Pumstvam, then to Viprata, then to Vaidika Dharma Marga Parata, and then to Vidvatvam. And as you go higher, climb higher and higher in the spiritual ladder, the atmosphere becomes rarer and rarer. As they say, it becomes more and more, you become more and more alone. Not lonely, but you become more and more alone. And as Swami Chinmayananda says, the spiritual journey is all about alone, to the alone, all alone. This is Swami Chinmayananda's mantra. We will pick up the thread again in the upcoming capsules and take this wonderful discussion forward and continue our study of this great text, Vivekachudamani under the able guidance of our revered Guru Swami Paramarthananda. Hari Om. Om Durjana Sajjano Bhuyat Sajjana Shantimapnuyad Shanto Muccheta Bandhebhyah Muktaschanyan Vimochayet Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.